Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I'm sorry I can't be with you in Liberland. But Liberland is a very important place for me and for anyone who loves liberty, because it sets the example of what we need someday in this world if people finally decide liberty is better than authoritarianism. There has never been a time in history of the world for the world to be in such chaos, and universally so across the whole globe. The financial situation is falling apart. There's not much respect for civil liberties. Warmongering continues to go on. Our country is bankrupt, but the whole world is bankrupt. So we are having serious problems, and at the same time, all this fuss and fume over coronavirus is handled the same way they handled 9/11. Destroy the civil liberties of the American people. Right after 9/11, the Patriot Act was passed, and this was supposed to solve all the problems. And that's exactly what we're doing today in a reaction to the coronavirus. Take away the liberties of the American people, and this will solve the problem. But it is very, very serious, and that is why Liberland is so important. It's important because it's a place. It's important also because it's an idea too. It's a place where people can go and understand and promote the answers to the world's problems. So that is why I'm very proud to be a part of this organization. And I have, like I said, I have a passport to Liberland. But of course, there is a mystical part of it too, because it's not enough to house too many people, but it is real. It's mystical in the sense that it represents an idea, and the idea is that of liberty, and a great need for that element right now today, more so than ever. You know, there was a major speech given when I was a sophomore in high school. It was given by MacArthur after he had been fired by Truman during the Korean War. And the speech was given to the House of Representatives and to the nation. And we had an assembly, which was very, very unusual. The only time it happened while I was in high school, brought everybody together to listen to somebody talking on the radio. And that, of course, was to listen live to MacArthur's speech that became very, very famous. But most everybody remembers his closing because he closed it with some words from an old Army ballad. He says, "Old soldiers never die, they just fade away." And it was interesting and catchy, and it's been remembered. But you know, when I take that saying and want to use it in a way about what happens to old libertarians, the last thing that should happen is old libertarians shouldn't just fade away. Old libertarians should go to Liberland. That's where they should go and promote the cause of liberty. And I think that is so much different and important, because it is the issues of liberty that the people that are involved with Liberland are the ones who know this and can promote it. So to me, it's so very important. It is an idea, but it is a place. And only ideas have consequences. And the consequences are serious when they're bad ideas. But instead of me seeing the whole world totally in chaos and falling apart, I see the ideas of liberty and Liberland as a place now that more people should be seeking and understanding, because it is that ideological expression of individual liberty in contrast to the authoritarianism which is being presented to us as a solution in Washington and the world governments and wherever we go, that we have to sacrifice our liberties to solve all these problems that have come from the abuse of government power and the lack of liberty. So if we want to really think seriously about what we should do, that we shouldn't fade away, and we don't want to be like the old soldier that fades away and nobody ever hears about him. All libertarians should go and seek their place in Liberland, whether it's the actual place or whether it's the ideological place, which is so important. And that is based on one thing: non-aggression. It's simple. Everybody should love it, whether you're liberal, progressive, or whatever. Just give up the principle of using force and violence against each other. Governments can't do it, and people can't do it, so that should be available to all of us. Just think how wonderful it would be if people could come together with this basic principle that nobody and no government can initiate violence against somebody else. I mean, the world would be peaceful. It's a little bit more than we can expect. But at least the more the merrier, the more people who believe that, the less chaos that we're going to have. But too many people, like it's going on right now, we have this chaos and people are so anxious to look to the government. The government will solve our problem. But I do believe the ideas of liberty and the whole principle of libertarianism are alive and well. Liberland is a place, and it's an ideological philosophy that people should cling to and make available because it brings people together. It brings people together no matter what your beliefs are, religious or no religion, or economics on how you want to spend your money and who's supposed to take care of you, who's to protect you from yourself. All these things that everybody professes to believe in. You take a poll and everybody says, yeah, I don't want the government in my bedroom. I don't want the government telling me how to spend my money. And I don't think our government should be fighting all these no-win wars. So all we want to do is bring that to fruition and let people understand that there are a lot of people out there that know and study about liberty, and we need them to know about Liberland and to make use of this and move in the direction of liberty and away from the coercive effects of authoritarianism. And believe me, it's ripe for those changes. I think that the American people, if they hear the message, they will respond to our call. And that is what is necessary. It is not a military fight, it's an ideological fight. And it is up to us to promote the ideology. And it's based on this basic principle that individuals own their own lives and they have a responsibility for their lives to take care of it. And one major responsibility, don't take care of other people by the use of force. You have no right to do that. It won't solve the problem, causes chaos. So that is the reason that I think Liberland is a great symbol. So I don't want anybody saying old libertarians should just go away. Old libertarians should just fade away. Old libertarians should become just as active as ever, just like all young libertarians. The message is clear. We need to promote it. I want to thank everybody for being with you today, and let's promote the cause of liberty.